considered I think, considered to belong to the surface owner. And while the dominant estate can use the surface, the NPRI owner doesn't have any right to the surface.
And the NPRI owner is Rob?
The NPRI owner is Big. Bought the NPRI from Sean.
Okay. From Sean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah. Okay, so Rob couldn't block Ace from coming in, right?
Right.
And neither could Sean.
That wasn't the question.
But what are Rob's rights, if any, against obstructing the road?
Against Ace for obstructing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Let's see what he said.
No, what about number 3?
We did number 3. Is Big entitled to a share of the water sale proceeds?
I'd say if it's, but isn't it the test, like surface destruction test? And
That's the old test.
so the new test is
Minerals, like the common.
What is that called?
That's the Mosier test, I think. Or it's the natural, or the plain meaning test, or something like that. But near surface coal, lignite, and
Water, I think.
something else belong to the surface owner, and then water, limestone, coal, a couple other things belong to the surface owner.
So if it was prior to 1983.
If it was prior to 1983, then you use the surface destruction test.
And would that include water?
If
it's near the surface.
The surface.
So I'd say then, but there aren't really facts that kind of speak to that in this. Large piles of dirt.
You ready to read the answer?
By the way, so I'm just thinking, so like if it destroys the surface to get, so coal.
Like coal, you have to do strip mining.
Right.
So that destroys the surface.
Right.
So that would be considered a mineral.
Yeah.
Water, probably not.
Probably not. So under both definitions, water wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. All right. So it doesn't matter if we're pre or post 1983. June 8th, 1983. All right, we got number 1 right.
You got number 2 right, too.
No, dominant state. Accommodation doctrine, yeah. Oh, okay, so accommodation was satisfied. All right, 3. So we did get that right, right?
Mhm.
We said water wasn't a mineral. Lignite, sand, lignite.
Oh, wait. We had that prior to 83. We'll allow that thing. If the conveyance of the property occurred prior to 83, then the court asked whether any reasonable extraction of materials would cause destruction of the surface. If so, the substance belongs to the surface. This is known as the surface destruction.
Yeah, we got that right, right?
That's not what I meant, anyway.
Oh, okay.
I meant if it causes surface destruction, then it's a mineral and it belongs to a mineral owner. That's not true.
Oh, okay.
If it causes surface destruction, it belongs to the surface.
Okay.
Court applies the ordinary meaning test, which asks whether the substance fits within the ordinary meaning of minerals. So the substance belongs to the mineral estate.
This is actually a pretty good question.
That is really Rob as a service owner. Biggs acquisition of Sean's mineral estate has no bearing on his employment proceeds. Didn't it say Sean had a royalty? Royalty. He would call that a C answer?
Well, he said on. I'm pretty sure this would be.
I'm pretty happy with that answer.
Yeah. And it gives you the rule statement right there. But we weren't given the date, right?
I'm not reading all those answers.
It's 3 for each, right?
I don't know, it's 3 for that one.
Yeah, that's what I like about the bar. You can pick and choose.
All right, you want to go to the next one? This is the August 2013.
So minerals wouldn't water wouldn't be considered a mineral, most likely.
No, never.
Well, but he said there's new litigation for mineral wells that is going to consider, but not yet. Would you mention that on a test?
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, shows you were paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. August 1st, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was a little bit before I started here.
2 weeks.
The bar was going on in August?
Yeah.
I thought it's August is the end of July. Alrighty, let's read the facts and get to it. Force majeure, you have to specifically state it, right? The thing that'll happen, the unpredictable event that it could affect production.
I guess. Well, I mean, it's got that catch-all in there. Any cause whatsoever beyond the control of gigantic oil.
Okay. Does force majeure apply to delay rentals? I think it's just production because it's a savings event, right?
Yeah.
But here it says that. Yeah, I'd say that's not a good claim. I'd say Blue Acre is terminated because the delay rental, day late, dollar short, force majeure doesn't apply because delay rentals are only in the primary term. Force majeure comes in at the secondary term as a savings event. And I'd say Goldacre is okay because the fire was mentioned in the in the force majeure clause. It was within the primary term. However, I would say a counter argument is that lightning wasn't included in the force majeure. If I was the lawyer for Maggie,
Yeah.
I'd say lightning wasn't mentioned. And I read that on the test as a counter argument. But I'd say lease for Goldacre is not terminated. Want to look at the answers?
Wait. The Goldacre is in the secondary term.
Right, and the savings event is force majeure.
PPQ. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And force majeure is a savings event.
Because they go straight into the secondary
Did
term.
they have a temporary cessation of production clause, did it say?
Well, force majeure, right?
I know, but was there a temporary cessation of production clause you could also cite? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's this,
Okay.
yeah.
It's not in there. All right.
What would you call this, the third bullet point? The Blue Acre lease stated if operations were drilling to a depth of at least 2,000 feet or not.
The delay rental.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alrighty.
All right, let's name the four bullet points.
Okay, first two, addendum clause for
Right.
Blue Acre, Gold Acre, respectively. The third is delay rental. Fourth is force majeure.
Right.
Oh.
Talking about the unless or.
Let's see if that was in there. So there was unless, so it terminates right away. So what's the difference between
It's like a condition versus a covenant. But I don't know. I haven't seen an or delay rental clause. I don't know what it looks like.
just replace the or with unless?
Does that make sense? Operations are not underway in 1 year from the date of this. Shall terminate unless again if I don't like this answer.
Really?
Their application part.
Do you want to go to the next one? Alrighty, I'm going to the selected answer number 2.
I'm down. 63. Oh, that's a lot of questions.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's not that much because it has, you know, the in-between page with the seal of Texas.
It's a good amount of questions.
Oh yeah, man. Wish we had this.
Sorry, we can go.
Yeah. Oh well. Don't say that.
All right.
Okay. Oh wow. What is a puke clause? What is a dry hole clause?
Interesting.
Non-participating royalty interests aren't entitled to delay rentals.
Right.
Okay, so two kinds of
Hold on
royalties.
just one
Okay.
second. That's stupid. Huh. Okay.
What do you mean?
Why are they going after them for their share of production expenses if they're royalty owners? Is that what that's saying?
Pro rata share of production.
Production expenses. They're royalty owners, right? Bob and Lisa?
Yeah, they can't go for production
So they're not
expenses.
liable for cost of
I
production.
wonder if this is a badly written question. Or maybe it's a trick question because you don't have to pay production. Alright, so two kinds of royalties. Let's just do them all. Non-participating royalty interest doesn't have to pay, doesn't have executive rights, doesn't pay in production, doesn't pay production expenses,
Carved.
carved out of the landowner's royalty. What else? Conveyed or reserved by present form mineral or royalty, can be perpetual or limited in time, carved out of land royalty interest, does not...
Terminates when the lease terminates.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't it?
I have here, does not end when lease ends, but instead tied to the land.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Here, I have examples. X sells the family homestead, but in his deed to buyer Y, X reserves 1/2 of any royalty to Y, received production from Blackacre.
That's a floating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then under this reservation, X is entitled to a share of the royalty production from oil and gas, their minerals from Blackacre oil and gas, and producing.
All right. The other type is a landowner's royalty. That's what the landowner gets. And
Yeah.
if there's a proportionate reduction clause, it's in proportion to their ownership in the minerals.
Overriding royalty carved out of the working interest. Bears development rights. No, wait, no, doesn't have development rights.
Doesn't have development rights and to bear the cost of production.
Yes. Non-cost bearing interest carved out of the working interest created when...
Non-cost bearing interest, so it doesn't bear the cost.
Okay, created when the lessee assigns the lease but reserves royalty for itself, ends when lease is terminated.
That's the problem that Julie gave us yesterday. Jill. I keep wanting to call her Julie. Or she, the lessee.
Assigned,
police.
yeah.
I guess she never got an answer on that. Better she's holding
I
out on
think
us.
it was just, yeah, there was something missing.
Okay.
Alrighty.
The owner of the 110 NPRI was least entitled to any delay rentals. No.
No.
NPRI is non-participating. They're not entitled to. They don't have executive rights. They can't participate in proceeds.
Yeah.
They only get 1/10.
No, their share of the royalty.
Right.
Alrighty, what is a pew clause? Pew clause divides a specific land from the lease and requires that that land be produced on specifically if there's a pooled unit. And if it isn't drilled on specifically, then it returns back to the lessor.
It cuts out a portion of the
Cuts out
land from the pooled unit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that way the production on the pooled unit doesn't hold the entire lease.
So it's either vertical or horizontal. I would say that too.
What is a dry hole clause?
A dry hole clause is that it's found in the lease, and it states that if the oil company in good faith goes out and tries to drill a hole and it doesn't produce in paying quantities, then they have a certain amount of time to go out and re-drill.
Without the lease terminated.
Without the lease. Is there a dry hole clause up here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it just doesn't describe it. Okay. Pro rata share. I'd say no, because royalty interest owners.
Payment is a production payment free of cost of production.
Right. Okay.
Oh no, look at the first question.
Well, we got it. Non-participating working interest and outright general royalty.
No, that's not what you call them. That's not what you call the royalty interest. Right? I mean, isn't it NPRI, landowner royalty, and
Yeah.
override?
These are good definitions.
What was the second question?
Delay rentals. This answer goes really into depth, and it talks about paying quantities, the habendum, if they start paying and paying quantities. If they don't reach that, that's when delay rentals come into play, extending the term of the primary lease. Yeah, they just want to put the whole kit and caboodle in here. So basically with a Pew clause, if you're the oil company and you want to retain the area that's cut off by the Pew clause, you have to go on there and start producing. That's what I would do, and then you retain everything.
But I think what the lessor is trying to do is terminate the lease as to that portion.
What if you could have a number of Pew clauses? Negotiate whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh man. Man, now we could really negotiate a lease, right?
Would you hire you?
Well, if I was all I had, it'd be better than nothing.
True. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and I'm gonna go home for a little while. No, I'm not gonna come back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go home.
Are you done with this question?
Yep.
The red one, July 26, 2012.
Yep. if his questions are like this. This is much
It's pretty doable.
easier to take in than what I was planning on. Is this going to involve any time under the lease for the, you ready? On entitled to receive and production code.
Or number one? I'd say yes, because there was a delay rental clause. You do $750 times 1,000 acres.
Yeah, he was entitled to delay rentals on December 1st, 2007.
That's a lot of money.
What was it for?
It was delay rental $750 per acre.
And he was entitled to bonus payments at the beginning if he negotiated for them, right?
Well, yeah, bonus for 1,500 per acre.
That's kind of a dumb question, isn't it?
Alrighty, number two, at what point in time? Well, I mean, if you're on the bar, you know, there's always questions. It's you got thinking about torts, secure transactions, family law all at the same time. Royalty payments once production started in paying quantities.
As long as production continued. Production
for number three?
Continued. No, number two.
Yeah, as long as they continue, yeah. And then number three, I'd say only if they stopped producing. But since they continued
Riley
producing.
couldn't do anything. He didn't own the minerals.
Oh, right.
He just owned the surface.
Right, and dominant state theory trumps.
Right.
Okay. Four could.
And I'd say four, no. Again, dominant state theory.
Right. So delay rental is increments of time within the primary term, right? So like, let's say the primary term is 1 year. Then you extend it for another year.
Well, you wouldn't have if you had a primary term of 1 year, you wouldn't have a delay rental clause probably.
Okay, so let's say you have a primary term of 5 years.
Right.
First year after the lease has been signed, delay rental, assuming there's no production being paid. Okay.
And every year after that, if there's no PPQ.
Right. Until the end of that 5 years, and you better have production and paying quantities or a savings.
Once the primary term ends, delay rentals don't matter. Yeah.
What's this thing about however, due to the language ambiguity, is more likely that a court would decide that a period without commencement of production refers to a full year period. When anniversary.
I don't know.
Wait, so this doesn't say production in paying quantity, just producing oil.
I'm pretty sure it's production in paying quantities. To get into the secondary term?
Oh, actually, yeah, it says, in addition, although the oil and gas lease uses the word production to mean production in paying quantities, the royalty interest, since it does not account for the production cost, technically can receive payment of any oil and gas produced before any costs are taken into account.
Okay. Like that. Do some others.
Could not have prevented.
Wow.
Wait, let's do the Duhigg one real quick, and then that'll be
Yeah.
it. I think that's the next one. Hold up, hold up, hold up. No, I don't think it's the next one. That's a pooled unit question. I think it's 2 ones down.
Probably.
Yeah. Do you want to do that one real quick? Question 4.
Okay.
Thursday, February 24th, 2011.
Bill and Shelley.
Bill and Shelley. Yeah, yeah. It's a little different paper. It's from home. You can tell it's a little humidified from.
Yeah. is a monster here.
Yeah. Luckily, we'll be able to write on it when we're in the test. Oh, they didn't know. They sent it back. Okay, so how to divide the royalty?
Hmm.
Okay, so let's try to solve that Doohick problem real quick. B is a stop for that 1/4, and so I'd say C has 1/2 plus 1/4 breach of warranty to Bill.
Hold on just a second. Walk me through it.
Okay, so they each have 1/2.
Who each?
S and B.
Okay.
And I just north and south acres of the tract. B conveys to C 3/4, and B reserves 1/4. So that so B only had 1/2 to give, so he's a stop for that 1/4 he's reserving. C has 1/2, gets everything. B is 0, and the breach, and plus there's a breach of warranty of 1/4. So that's that, and Shelley has 1/2 still. So Shelley and Bill lease to Oil Co. And then so Shelley should get 1/2 of production, and C should get 1/2 of production. B will get 0. And then there's a shut-in clause. But there seems to have been a dry hole, because shut-in only applies if there's producing quantities, right? And they have to actively seek a market, because they don't like the current market. So I say let's go to the answers. What do you think?
To number 2?
Yeah.
I think no, because it's not a shut-in.
Right.
It has, like you said, has to be producing quantity.
And it wasn't. It was a dry hole. So it should have been a dry hole. Well, anyway. Alrighty. Oh God, it talks about notice. But we got it right anyway, I guess.
All right. Let me go. My brain hurts.
Fair enough. I think we got some good progress done. It was nice. It's nice to have these questions now.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll send you any more. I'm gonna keep on asking.
Yeah.
Always asking around. Are you taking the other class, pass fail? Oh, so that's kind of more important, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're yeah.
I have no idea what that's going to be like.
I sent you that should have BLE questions, right?
I don't know. I haven't looked through all of it. I've looked at the outline, some of the other stuff in there, but I haven't looked at that.
If I find anything else for that class, I'll send it to you.
I appreciate it, Charles. Have
Yep.
a good one, man.
Take care.
See you,
See you tomorrow.
tomorrow at some point.
Some point.